Hey everyone, Sam and Chris from Wyvern Kodiak here. Before we get started, like and subscribe, check out some of the other videos and content that we have on our channels. Thanks a lot. Hey everyone, Sam at Wyvern Kodiak. We are checking out a couple of Dashkoff knives. We have the Dashkoff Stinger, and then we have the Dashkoff Tactical Stinger. So very similar but very different knives here. So let's move one aside here. We'll just check out the Dashkoff Tactical Stinger. Now this is aluminum scales. It's got titanium hardware on it, titanium liners, standoffs, more of that milling pattern on the clip side. You have a bent pocket clip and some thumb studs on this. So it feels like it's a thick knife. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's not huge, but it does feel like it's a thick knife. Popping this thing open. Oh yeah. Nice aggressive blade on this thing. Flat grind. Looks like it's a stone wash with some satin flats on this, so a nice two-tone look on that blade. This does have magna cut for the blade steel on this. And to do some size comparisons here, we'll use things that we're familiar with. So a Demko 80-20.5, and then we have a Kaiser drop bear. And the Dashkoff is bigger than both. So it's a full-size knife for sure. Probably 3/4 of an inch bigger than the Demko and every bit of an inch bigger than the drop bear. So for measurements, this is 7.95 inches overall. You have a blade that is 3.54 inches and the weight comes in at 4.4 ounces. The ergos on this thing are very neutral, just very flat on the top, not a whole lot of swoops and curves on this handle. It is pretty neutral. Ergos in hand here, 4-finger grip, so I have plenty of space there, but this looks like this is pretty much about the only grip that you have. There's no choils to choke up on, there's nothing beyond here, so I mean this is pretty much all you have. The pocket clip looks like it's going to be pretty good, and I don't feel it. You know, I'm white knuckling, double XL hands. Nothing is uncomfortable here. Even though it seems boxy, it does have a little bit of chamfering on the edges over here, so it does knock down the edges a little bit and make it pretty comfortable. Action on this is on, I'm trying to see if it's, yeah, they're on bearings. I could see that. So action on this drops pretty good, one shake, very easy deployment. Very, very nice action on this knife. If I was to nitpick on anything right now so far, I would say it's the lock bar access. Even though, and you could see it's kind of got a little chamfer right here, so you can feel it, and with the wide width of this handle you can get in there. It's not impossible, but there is no cutout here, so a little bit of space, just, you know, a centimeter, not even, of space here to afford your finger a little more room to get a better purchase on that lock would be fantastic. But otherwise, the action on this thing is fantastic. Very, very easy to deploy, very nice drop on this thing. You don't even really need a shake. It drops almost by itself, so really, really nice. The choil on it, so there's a sharpening choil right here. The plunge ends right there. So you've got a few sharpenings. It could have been better, but I have certainly seen worse. So it is not the worst thing in the world, but I would have liked to see a little bit more there, but it's still pretty decent. So the knife itself feels like a good quality knife. Jimping back here on the spine. For a tactical knife, this is very smooth, flat jimping on the back over here. It doesn't go very far, and my hand is just sliding right over it. I mean, I'm not in wet conditions or anything like that. I'm sure if I had a glove on, it would probably grip better, but I would have liked to see a little bit more jimping and a little bit more aggressive jimping on this to really get a good, comfortable, confident grip in your blade here. I would have probably preferred a better jimping on this. But other than those two things, I think this is a pretty nice knife. Definitely high quality for sure. Interesting combination though, right? Aluminum scales but titanium liners. So I'm not sure I see that very often. So it's different, but good quality knife for sure. So let's go check out the more premium version here. So the regular Stinger here, and this comes with dark matter copper fat carbon scales, and the statistics on it are very similar to the other one. So we'll do a little walk around here. If you can see right here on the bottom is the DK for Dashkoff knives. So they have their logo milled into the side of the scale here. There's some micro milling in the scale, which is really nice. It's not super textury. It's still very smooth, but you can still feel it on your fingers. So really, really nice. And I dig that carbon fiber. I'm not usually a copper person, but this one looks pretty cool. It's not super like bright and in your face. This one is a backspacer with like a hognose style lanyard hole, and it wraps around here, and then you have a little valley for the blade to slip. So very, very nice little feature there. On the pocket clip side, you have a milled titanium pocket clip. Looks like it's got some pretty good spring here. We'll check pocket clips in a minute or two, and then a blade hole, and then the jimping on this is very different than the other one. So a very nice, good finish on this. One other thing to note that I just noticed here is if you look, this one has screws on both sides. This one has Chicago screws, so very clean, flat look on that side. Opening it up, boom, detent is money on this thing. Really, really nice. So action on the drop is just like the other one, which unfortunately is the same story with the access to the liner. You don't have a whole lot of it. As you can see from this angle here, there is a little chamfer with a little texturing, which I appreciate, but knocking this back a little bit would be great to get a little bit more access to that liner. Other than that, this is really a well-built knife. It's beautiful for sure. I enjoy this blade shape on this thing. I like the swedge on it. It's really nice. Again, flat grind on this. And similar to the other one, you've got that blasted or stone-washed bevels, and then you have satin flats on this thing. So, you know, a cool two-tone finish on that. The knife's action on this one, like I said, is similar to the other one. Really drops to the nail. You don't even really need a shake once it gets to the nail. Just moving it will get this thing to drop for you. The jimping, so you have some jimping right here on the back spacer, which is very flat jimping, but good texture jimping. And then you have some better jimping here. So I actually like this jimping better than the jimping that's on the tactical version. The tactical version has 3.5 little bumps on there, 4 bumps on here, not a whole lot. This one is a lot more aggressive, stands a little bit sharper on the spine, and I feel a lot more locked in with this. Still would have liked to see it go out a little further out on the spine, because again, the story with this one is one and the same as the other, and that is that you really only have one grip. So beautiful knives, really, really nice. Size comparisons, just so you know, these are the same size. The only difference is the premium version here is 3.98 ounces versus the 4.4 ounces that the tactical version came in. So let's check some pockets and see how they come into the pocket clips work in pants. So I have some medium thickness jeans here, and we're going to slip this in here. Very nice. Went over without really a whole lot of pressure, and very, very nice. I can feel good retention here, so it's holding good. I wouldn't worry about the knife falling out of your pocket or anything like that. It does stand out of the pocket a half inch or so, something like that. Not a whole lot here. So it's not deep pocket, but it doesn't stand out. It's not sticking out a ton. So not bad on the premium one. The tactical one has the bent pocket clip, and this one looks like, yeah, that one's great. I mean, most bent pocket clips are pretty good here. So they go in the pocket pretty easy. As you can see, it is deep pocket. So this is really got nothing sticking out, maybe a millimeter sticking out, not a whole lot. It's a nice and deep pocket carry on this one. And again, the retention on this is really good. So not a whole lot to this, but simple is always going to work just fine. So can't complain about that. So all in all, these knives are really, really nice. And I've wanted to check out some Dashkoffs for a while, and I'm glad that I did. But there are a couple of gripes that I have on these, and I've mentioned them already. The access to the lock bar here should be better. I would guess that maybe if you had some smaller hands, smaller fingers, that it would probably even have easier time getting in here. But it is not easy to get into. It is not the greatest access. I shouldn't say it's not easy. It's not super difficult either. It's possible, but it's not great access. I would love to see some better access to the lock. And then the jimping, I'd like to see more on the premium model. I'd like to see better jimping and more on the tactical model. And then if you can figure out a way, the tactical model is just a little bit thicker. If we could thin these out a little bit, I mean, this thing feels just chunky. It's very flat and it feels chunky, but they're comfortable. They are comfortable, but this does feel very, very chunky in the hand. So those were my big gripes from a mechanical and from the design perspective of it. My other gripe is what they cost. So premium version, this version right here, is $550. This version here is $350. Magna cut on the blade here, this is M398. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be some expensive knives. Magna cut, titanium liners, titanium hardware. It's good quality stuff. Aluminum scales though. You have dark matter fat carbon for the scales. You have titanium liners and hardware. You have M398 on the blade. Again, premium materials, but $550 is quite the number, and that seems a bit high for what you're getting out of this. And I'd like to see a little bit better prices on that. Other than that, you know, again, spectacular knife, fun knives, beautiful knives, couple of small little gripes that should be addressed, and then this thing would become really spectacular. And then the price. The price needs to come down for it to be something that I would look at even after the issues are resolved. So do you have any experience with a Dashkoff knife? If so, would love to know what your thoughts are on it. Do you think that the prices on these are justified, and do you think that they are worth what they're asking? Please give me some comments. Would love to hear from you. Like, comment, subscribe, check out our Instagram, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care.